الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك ولعظيم سلطانك. سبحانك لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله على ما أنعمت وأوليت يا رب العالمين. اللهم كما أنعمت فأدم وزدنا من نعمك واجعلنا من الشاكرين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله أرسله رحمة للعالمين وهدى وبشرى للمحسنين، فبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة. فصل اللهم عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن اهتدى بهديه واتبع سنته واقتفى أثره بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فيقول ربنا سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه العزيز: إنا جعلنا ما على الأرض زينة لها لنبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا. Allah the Almighty says in the Quran, we have made all what's on the earth adornments as a test in order to see who is amongst you is better in his conduct. And there are plenty of other verses in the same direction in the Quran talking about the test of actions. So whatever Allah Azza wa Jal has created, it's a test. Whether it's something good, might be a test in good, or it might be a test in evil, to see who will refrain from evil and who will fight evil and who will go against evil and support the truth. And out of His mercy subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sent prophets and messengers to guide us, to show us what is right and what is wrong. And out of His mercy subhanahu wa ta'ala as well, He has created our aql and our intellect to enable us to do the choices. And in accordance, we will be rewarded if it was in line with the revelation, if it was in line with the truth, or we might be punished if it was against the revelation and against the truth. And this is the nature of the test. You have the choice, you have the capabilities, you have the freedom, and then you choose. On a daily basis, we have different tests. Test in character, test in financial transactions, test in patience, and it's a long list. And whatever the test is, or might be, we need to understand that this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have to act in accordance. The moment we lose our focus, the moment we go with our emotions, the moment we go with our anger, we fail the test. And unfortunately, every now and then, we might fail this test, we might fail that test, but we need to recognize that there's always a way back. No matter how far we are, no matter how mistaken we are, the way back always quicker and shorter. In a blink of an eye, we can go back. But we need to see that this is a test. It's not haphazard or coincidental. Everything Allah has created is a test. Your children is a test. Your wife is a test. I know some of you will be nodding your heads now. Come on. Your husband is a test. Your work is a test. Your poverty is a test. Your wealth is a test. Your health is a test. Your sickness is a test. And so on and so forth. So wherever we go, there are layers of tests in every sphere and every corner. So Allah Azza wa Jal is warning us and saying, be careful. These are tests all around you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, has sent the prophets and the messengers to perfect two things. All prophets and messengers across the board, since Adam alayhi salam till Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, all of them, they have been sent to do two things. Apart from Tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal and Iman in Allah Azza wa Jal, two things. Number one, perfection of good character. Number two, perfection of good conduct. All of them. So our test will be in these two, in actions and in character. Wherever we go. If it's not a test of an action, it's a test of a character. Patience, losing patience. Forbearance, no forbearance. And so on and so forth. Kindness and harshness. Mercy and brutality. And it's ongoing. On one side, our character will be tested, our qualities will be tested, and it is tested, and as well our actions will be tested. Usually the action is a result of a belief. I mean, Iman and faith resides in the heart. But the proof of that is in our action. And it's not a rocket science when you read the hadith. Islam has been built on 5. Bunya al-Islam ala khams. You see that number 1 is shahada. Although it's not an action, it's the reflection of Iman in verbal status. But it's been followed by 4 actions. Salah, Siyam, Zakah and Hajj. So the proof of Iman is in our action. And Allah wants us to show our Iman in action. What's the benefit of Iman if it's not being translated into an action? It's a passive Iman. And Allah wants us to be active in our Iman. And Prophet ﷺ wants us to be active in our Iman. In the Quran Allah says, وَافْعَلُوا الْخَيْرِ. Do goodness. Why? Because it's the reflection of your Iman in your action. So the believers are not passive. They are active. And in that, Allah has created mechanisms in order to support one another. The system which He created وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Cooperate all together in goodness. So he wants us not only to be active in goodness, he wants us to be as well interlinked with everybody who's carrying the same direction, the same aims to achieve goodness. And this is exactly what we need to do all the time, no matter where we are, no matter what the nature of the test is. We need to collaborate in order to achieve goodness. Prophet ﷺ, before Islam, he was part of a coalition for goodness in Jahiliyyah. Hilf al-Fadul, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So he was part of it. It was about supporting the oppressed, defending those who are hopeless. And he mentioned, if I've been invited to that in Islam, I would have participated, because it's about goodness. And this is what we need to do as well. We have now, few days down the line, elections coming. And many people are very passive, sitting down doing nothing, and say, I came across this many times. This is a kufr system, and this is a kufr country, and we cannot be part of this. Just last week, somebody told me this after I finished the khutbah. And I said, Akhi, if this is the case, why you are living here? Go to somewhere else where there's Islam and Islamic system, which I cannot see anywhere, to be honest. If this is the case, then why you are sitting here? Go somewhere else. Even the most strict scholars on this matter of election, they say, if your votes can make a difference, you have to do something. But if your votes can't make any difference, then it doesn't matter. The most strict scholars, they will say this. But I can assure you from statistics, we can change the reality 30%. We as Muslims, our votes, statistically, we can change the course of these votes if we were active. And we have to be active. Now, many people will say, okay, what can we do? There are plenty of hypocrites, plenty of this, plenty of that. Yes, we are aware of this. But we have something we call in Sharia, Dar'ul Mafasid and Jalbul Masalih, what brings good and protect the community from evil. So we have to choose the lesser of the two evils, if you want. You have to choose people of truthfulness and dignity, people of principles, not liars, not Islamophobic. We have to be very clear. This is our community and we need our voice to be heard. Enough electing some people who are Islamophobic against us, against our community, who keep calling our sisters like shameful names, letterbox. What's that? And they can get away with this. No, it's the time to show them that they cannot get away with this. We need somebody who is carrying principles and whom we can trust. It doesn't mean if you voted to somebody, i.e. you adopt his character and his religion. Not necessarily at all. But we support what is good. We try our best to minimize evil. minimize harmful things against our community, against every community as well. Suppose those who are truthful. So we need to understand how to be active, and this is a test from Allah Azza wa Jal. Who is amongst us is going to be active? And this is amanah. Allah will ask us about our votes. Where did you put it? Whom you supported? I've done nothing. I believe in no one. All of them are hypocrites. Yeah, but there's somebody better than the other. Somebody can support the community more than the other. Somebody more truthful or more dignified than the other. And you have to use your vote, not to waste your vote. And by not voting, you are supporting those who are voting for their candidates, no matter how evil they are. By not voting, we are supporting evil. It's a passive action, which is not the characteristic of the believer. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us to cooperate in delivering goodness and to cooperate in promoting goodness and be people of goodness. Ameen. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salatu wa salamu ala nabiy Mustafa wa alihi wa sahbihi wa man bi'ahdihi wa fa. Somebody might ask, what is the proof for elections and you can vote and it's alright in non-Islamic system? Which I cannot see an Islamic system, to be honest. Anyway, Yusuf alayhi salam, he said, اجعلني على خزائن الأرض. Yusuf in Egypt, it wasn't an Islamic system. In their terms, those who are saying kufr system, it was a kufr system, if you want. He said, appoint me as the treasurer or the keeper of the treasures of the country. So he didn't just vote, he asked to be appointed as a minister in that very system. So yes, because he knows that he can achieve goodness. And this is exactly what we need to do. We can deliver goodness, support goodness, we have to do that. Otherwise, we will be responsible. This is amanah, to bring the right people to the right place, to protect our community against any evil or any harmful things. And the Prophet ﷺ did participate with non-Muslims in different coalitions, ﷺ, different treaties before Islam and even after Islam. He collaborated with non-Muslims from different ways because it was all about achieving goodness, protecting the community, bringing goodness to the community. It's the same. So we need to do that. Allahumma ya Rabbi ya Rahman, ya Badi'a as-samawati wal ard, ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-'afwa wal 'afiyah wal mu'afata ad-da'ima fid din wad dunya wal akhirah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-huda wat tuqa wal 'afafa wal ghina. اللهم فرج عن إخواننا المستضعفين في كل مكان يا رب العالمين. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين وارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين. اللهم إنا نسألك يا الله يا الله يا الله أن تفرج عن إخواننا في ألبانيا يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارحم موتاهم، اللهم ارحم موتاهم، اللهم ارحم موتاهم، اللهم ارفع الضيم عنهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك التوفيق والإخلاص ودوام النعم وحسن الختام. اللهم اهدنا إليك ودلنا بك عليك ولا تجعل حوائجنا إلا إليك. تب علينا توبة نصوحا يا رب العالمين واجعلنا من عبادك المخلصين. اللهم خذ بأيدينا لما فيه رضاك ولا تشغلنا عنك بسواك. نعوذ بك من زوال نعمتك وتحول عافيتك وفجاءة نقمتك وجميع سخطك. اللهم ارض علينا واجعلنا من المرضيين. اللهم اسقنا من يد النبي الشريفة شربة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا. اللهم اجمعنا على حوضه يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعلنا في زمرته وتحت لوائه الميمون يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. اللهم نسألك يا رب أن تغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولعلمائنا ولمن علمنا ولمن له حق علينا وللمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. أجب دعانا بكرمك يا مولانا والحمد لله رب العالمين. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله. Just a quick reminder that our brothers and sisters in Albania, they have a very huge earthquake this morning. So inshallah we make dua for them all the way. And this day is dedicated, the collection to Albania. All the money which will inshallah be collected will go to that very cause inshallah ta'ala.